Hey everyone, welcome back for another video in which I'm finally gonna show you my profit build for PvP. I'm gonna quickly go through that because my build is still not complete, but you are gonna see the efficiency in PvP is real, both tanky and deal pretty nice damage in PvP, and this is the goal of the class. So let's start by showing you some gameplay in PvP first, really quickly, and after that I'm gonna show you the entire build and we are gonna go back in PvP to see more fights in detail. So let's go in here. I am currently top 4 after the merge on our server, so you have really strong players at the top here. Other prophets, by the way, level 170. I am only level 159, so you have crazy stats on that guy. And same comment for Pain Akatsuki. These guys are two awesome players. But let's just check the records here on cross server ranked match. I'm currently ranked 16 on the elite champion, so you have still 100 players above me, but I'm working on it, okay? There are many bigger spender than me in the game. So let's check the fights here. That guy, this is a defense. That guy with more power than me tried to beat me. I was able to win. Same comment for the second player here and for the third fight here. Okay, but this one has way less power. Here apparently I lost versus that player. 79,000 power in that zone. This is pretty weird. I don't pretend to know absolutely everything in the game, and some builds are really awesome. So we are gonna go through that. Okay, 4 seconds left. He healed a lot. In fact, and this is why I lost, because I think that it was an offense. Yeah, that was an offense. I wasn't able to kill him in time, and this is the reason why I lost the fight. Let me show you here versus 100,000 player. Let's check what it does. So the goal here is to have a lot of offensive stats, and by the... No, this is defense. I was like, what the hell is happening? These are not my skills. So I am using that card skill to increase my skill crit and my skill crit damage. This is really worth it. The best skill to use when you are a mage and if you want to increase your damage. I'm using for that build the 2 cactuses, the green one and the purple one, to reduce the attack and the attack speed of the target. It works well on most of the classes you have in front. Blitz Assault, of course, to have the damage immunity during the fight. This is really important. And finally, the last skill is the 100 slashes. I'm using that as well to increase by a lot my attack. This is the best skill to do that, and so I am not using the smoke bomb anymore on my build. So here, as you can see, I am able to tank the damage. If you want to beat a warrior using that build, you need to use the cactuses to reduce the attack of the target. Otherwise, the counter-strike are gonna kill you. You don't need to have the disarm on versus a warrior. This is not gonna be efficient at all. 3 seconds, 2, 1, 0, the fight is over. He wasn't able to kill me even if that was close. This is why that build is really nice, because you are gonna have a really high survivability, deal some damage. That guy had a bit more power than I, but if you go in such content as the parking wars in the cross server, I can't join it because of the merge, but here you are gonna be able to defend your spots super easy because players who are not able to kill you in time within the 2 minutes are gonna lose the fight. You are gonna win, so you are gonna defend your spots. This is why tanky builds are amazing today. So if we go back in here, it's time for me to show you my build. And after that, I'm gonna show you the efficiency in PvP when I attack players. With the gear, you need to focus on 2 things first. Skill crits on most of your pieces of gear. This is important if you want to increase your damage. Most of the pieces of gear, I don't know about that because I have 3 main stats. You will see that on my weapon. For example, I have some stun and regeneration. Here, regen and skill crit. Stun, regen, stun, regen again. So in fact, regen is the main stats to have on your gear, and then you can do a mix between your skill crit and your stun. Here on my belt I have both regen and skill crit regen, skill crit regen one more time. Same here, I have skill crit and stun here. I'm lacking 1 regeneration. That would be even better if I had another one here instead of maybe some skill crit or some stun, but I can't get it. I'm gonna work on that in the future. Hope I can be lucky to get some more regeneration. And so this is my gear. These are the skills I'm using. The goal is not to control the opponent because I have the stun to do that. I want to lower the attack of the target, because if you have a mage in front or a warrior, you are gonna have to tank a lot of skill damage and counter-strike. The cactuses, the green one is the best one to use. Then if you are facing some monarchs, because you are not using some controls anymore, you want to lower the attack speed. This is the way to be more balanced versus the different classes of players you have in front in PvP. So here, that skill 100 slash is by far the best one to increase your attack, and it reduces the basic attack damage you are taking. It's not gonna reduce a lot of damage in PvP, but still. Here, this one to increase your skill crit and skill crit damage and deal a lot of damage to the opponent. And by the way, you have a lot of damage when you cast every single skill in here. And the Blitz Assault, of course. So here, these are the pals I am currently using. You are not forced to use the two pandas here to increase your HP regen. I'm gonna talk about that quickly. So the deer and the Hydra Sprite are mandatory here to increase both your damage resistance and to increase your skill regeneration, so you can get your cooldowns on skill way faster. And finally, the Treasure Dragon, of course, to increase by 20% your skill crit. This is the best one to use on a mage class, so don't miss on this one. So let's check my stats here really quick so I can show you the regen I have. 7.35%. This is a great amount, and it's mainly coming from the soul here. This one, the HP. Once it's immortal, you can get some HP regen. This is why here, this one is really high level in comparison of the others. Here you want to balance your offensive stats between this one to have some more skill crit damage, this one to have some more global attack, and this one to have some more skill damage. 40, 42, 40, and here I have also some crit resistance, same level as my offensive souls, to have some crit resistance. This is just the best stat to survive in the game in PvP. So here a bit of defense, but the defense is not that efficient in PvP. And finally here, yeah, I'm just gonna show you the impact, okay? So let's go back in here, let's check my regeneration, 7.35%, okay? There, I'm coming back here, let's reset that. Are you ready? From 7.35% to 4.88. So in fact, your regeneration, most of that stat is coming from the soul. So this is really important to increase that, and the more the HP you have on your character, the more the heals you are going to receive, because this is a percentage based on your max HP. So this is why that soul is the most important one. Same comments, by the way, for the class awakenings here. As you can see, I have most of my stats into HP and crit resistance. This is insane. Okay, this is not balanced because I still have a few scrolls that I can spend here to have some more damage, and I'm gonna do that so I have a bit more skill damage and attack. This is something a bit more balanced here. You don't really care about the defense, you can put like level 6 or level 11 maximum, and here focus on these two stats first. Here, check my regeneration, 7.35%, right? Now let's remove that pal here. I'm losing just a bit, normally 0.1%, but it's gonna be multiplied by the other coefficients you have, okay? So I'm gonna lose a bit more than 0.1%, in fact. Look at that. 0.25% I lost, something like that. I'm gonna unequip this one, it's giving 40%. Let's unequip it. And let's check again. From 7.35%, I'm losing 1 entire percent. So this is insane. So let's equip it again. This one is not mandatory though. You can instead equip another one. Generally, I would recommend to use the rabbit if you have it, because if you are facing a monarch, for example, you are gonna have some more controls. The launch given by the rabbit here is the most broken thing you have in the game for PvP. This is so great, and it works also versus some bosses. That is an amazing pal. It's gonna save your ass in PvP thanks to the launch rate. Otherwise, if you want to have a bit more damage, but it's not gonna change many things, you can go for the cat or for the sprite here, but I don't recommend to do so. If you are struggling to beat some monarchs, you can try to use this one, the snow sprite, to reduce their attack speed. It works pretty well. I'm not using the fox because I don't have my skills every time the target is stunned, so it's not gonna help me me to maximize my damage. So I'm not using this one. You can use the tortoise if you want to have a bit more survivability. So every 1 minute you are going to cast a shield, 30% of your max HP. So the more the HP you have, the more the survivability you are going to have using that pal. This is a great one, but in my case I prefer going with that. Since I have a lot of regeneration and HP, I'm going to survive a bit longer. So then let's talk about the relics, the ones that are important here. You have this one, of course. Instead of the one to increase the duration of the disarm, here using this one you are going to increase the duration of the 2 cactus skills. So this is a really important one. By the way, I have some relics to spend, so let's do that. So you want to use this one. Then I'm using the deer, so you can increase a bit more your damage thanks to that magic box here. Of course, you want to use the demon's mask to increase your skill crit by 5%. You want to use the thunder color kite to increase your damage, deal a bit more damage every time you're using a skill. You have a lot of regeneration on skills thanks to your class, the prophet one, so you are going to deal a lot of damage thanks to that. And finally, you want to increase your damage resistance. This is the goal of a tanky build, so use that stone retome here. And finally there, I'm using this one to have a bit more damage during the blitz assault, but your basic attack are not here to deal crazy damage, right? If you are using Crimson Moonfall skill, you can use that one instead, but this is what I recommend to use. And for the relic in the middle, the spore one, I recommend to go for the potent spore. It's gonna increase by an extra here, level 59, 30% more effect on every equipped relics I have here. So this is the best one in my opinion. I tried using this one. When it's level 50 and above, you have 50% on the skills to trigger them, okay? It works with that back accessory there, but the fact is that this is bad, because I'm gonna talk about that a bit later, but this one is by far the best one to use. You are gonna have way more stats at the beginning of the fight and 30% final damage block, and this is insane. It reduces by a crazy amount the damage you take during the entire fight. This is the best one to have, but the effect is gonna be reduced over time. On a long fight it's gonna be sad, but on a short fight versus a Plume Monarch, for example, this is an amazing one to use. Now let's talk about different stuff. I have multiple builds with my prophet. At my prayer statue, I have full global attack here. It works well to increase your damage, okay? Let's try that. I'm gonna try everything here during that video. For example, let's go on my friends and noodles. Let's try the fight, practice. You will see the efficiency of the different builds I have, okay? For now, full attack and the prayer statue. So let's check how fast I can kill the target, the Plume Monarch in front here. So for now, no damage at all, okay? But now I'm gonna start dealing some. I'm not gonna skip. We are gonna see how fast I can kill him and the damage I take. This is really important. Okay, 1 minute 27 seconds. It procced the cheat amount, so 1 minute 24 to kill him, and I was full life, okay? So with that build at my prayer statue, giving me only global attack. And with that, let me show you my stats. 2,400 million. I have close to 300 billion HP. And now let's change that, okay? Instead of full global attack, I'm gonna go with a mix between HP and skill damage. And for the players who wanna know, skill damage is almost equivalent to global attack. At the prayer statue, I tried both builds, full skill damage, full global attack. I had the same result. And HP is great for the mage. And this is one of the reasons why that class is really accessible more than the others, because you are not forced to have only one stat. It's way easier to have a mix between the skill damage, the global attack and HP than having only full combo or counter. So let's go back in here, challenge again the same guy. There we go, but that time I have more HP, skill damage, and I have no extra global attack. Let's see if I can kill him faster than before, and how much damage I'm gonna take during the run. See? The fight is already done. Same time as before, 3 seconds of difference only. I was a full HP. It works the same. So now let's check my stats again so I can show you what I had. 1858 attack and 342 billion HP, so way more HP than before and way less attack, but it was better because I had more skill damage, okay? So let's go back in here and that time try the third build, which is full HP only. So I am gonna be way more tanky than before. So now if I check, 363 billion HP, same attack because I have no extra coefficient, and if I check the fight again, there we go. And look at that. That time I'm really tanky with my character and I am still able to deal a lot of damage to the target. Try to deal a lot of damage with another class and a tanky build with a warrior for example and a high HP and regen rate. It's not gonna work the same. Same comment for the other classes. Here he is dead same time as before. So now time to check my talents because these are really important. First of all, if you want to have some more controls, you need to go at the top here. Oh, by the way, did you know about that? You can unlock maximum 4 final skills here. The final nodes of every tree, I mean. Here, for example, I take this one, I have this one too on the left. If I go to the Fury tree, I have this one at the top. And if I unlock another one, I will be stuck. I want to be able to unlock a 5th one and unlock another tree, okay? I didn't know that before, but I reached that recently, so you can't do that, okay? So this is what I have. On the Fury, if you want to increase more your HP regen, you need to take this one at the top. Super important to increase that, okay? And you have this one as well to increase by a bit more your healing. This is regeneration. This is not healing rate and healing amount, okay? So this one is great. This one is great too. You have the same on a 10 beast tree here, but I don't recommend to go for it. It's better to increase your damage resistance first at the top. So first of all, concentrate here, try to unlock this one to have some more attack. You have this one to maximize, to have more skill damage. On the blue branch you have this one as well, the same one. This one to increase your energy regen and this one to increase your crit resistance. One more time, crit resistance is a must-have in PvP. That is insane the amount it reduces on your character when you take some damage. And on the top, your nemesis is gonna be the Plume Monarch. So you want to increase your combo damage resistance. So if you have some extra feathers, try to put them in here to increase your combo damage resistance. And after that, you can put 10 on 20 on the other damage resistances. But I don't really recommend to go for the pal damage resistance. It's not really efficient. But the others are amazing. Tame Beast tree, I have almost the same. I was working on my skill damage resistance because I'm taking a lot of damage when I'm facing some mages in PvP. On the archery, yeah, that was a recent build, so I was working on that, so let's do that. I'm gonna upgrade a bit this stat, let's upgrade a bit my skill damage resistance, and I'm gonna focus on that in the future. On the Fury, you want to increase that at the top to have some more regen. One more time, increase your combo damage resistance here and your crit resistance there. Really important stat. And then once you have the damage resistance you want, you can start increasing your attack everywhere. This way you are gonna deal more damage, or you can do the same for your HP. This is gonna be great for your character. So this is what I recommend to go for. And then what about the enchant? It is not complete yet on my account. As you can see, I still have a red one here, so you want to focus on your combo damage on the rune number 5 here. I have 24%, I could have like 30%, but I can't get a purple one. You want to have like 1 or 2 sets of crit resistance, this is what I have here, or 1 set and 2 sets of skill damage. This is balanced for a mage. On the rune number 4, you want to have some skill damage, of course. On the rune number 5, some combo damage resistance, and on the rune number 6 you want to have some crit resistance. Better to have that instead of some skill damage resistance. On the other stats, you want to focus on the stun, you want to have some skill crit damage. Unfortunately, I'm not lucky, I don't have a lot, only 5% I suppose. I had something like that. You can have way more skill damage, skill crit damage coming from these, and you can as well have some combo damage resistance or skill damage resistance, counter damage resistance. It it works really well on that class. Then let's talk about the Avian, and after that I'm gonna talk about the items to equip. So for the Avians, I'm using this one just because of the affixes I have on it. I would love to have these affixes on the cloud, on the dense cloud. That would be awesome, because this one every 13 seconds is gonna increase your skill energy regen by 25% for 5 seconds. This is insane. Basically, if you are using that, you are gonna have your skills more often during the fight, you are gonna deal way more damage and be immune to damage more often. So this is by far the best one to have. When you are using a mage, you don't really care about having stuff like no speeding or debuff immunity, okay? You don't care about reducing the controls you take on your character because it doesn't affect the skills. It affects only your attacks. Of course, if you are controlled, you can't use your basic attacks and stun the target, but it's okay, it's okay. So you want to go for a natural burst. This is a great one to increase both your attack, HP and defense. A great one for that. Look at that, 26% coming from that stat. This is insane. Let's check the difference, okay? These are my stats. Let's focus on my HP and attack. 365, 867. Let's unequip that Avian. Let's check the difference. I lost like 6 billion HP. This is pretty nice for an Avian, and I lost a lot of attack. So the natural burst and the extra stats given by the Avian here with the growth coefficient are really, really nice. Regen ability, this one is increasing by 26% the HP regen I have. So let's check the difference one more time. If I go at the top here, I have like 7.35%. Now if I unlock if I undeploy my Avian, I'm losing like 0.7%. This is big. This is really big. Barrel dodge, crit resistance, and talent skill to increase your skill damage. You have a burst impact if you want to have some more skill crit damage. This is a great one. Same command for infinite burst kit. You have also some extra global basic attack. Then a bit less efficient, you have a super boost. You have the same skill crit damage increase, but you have no extra stat as well. You have inert gas. This is better because of course you are gonna have some malices on other stats, but let's be honest, you don't care about the counter or combo on pal damage, but you have a lot more skill crit damage here. You have a multi-talented as well, doing the same, and you have self-centered. Today, some players are talking about that affix here to reduce the regen amount of the target. I think that this is a great one. I would love to have it, to try it, but unfortunately I have no Avian with that affix yet, so I need to continue breeding some to try to get this. But I feel like it's a good one to have. This one might be really interesting too, but unfortunately one more time I don't have it. After a skill crit, active skills deal 6% more damage for 8 seconds, and you can upgrade that, so in my opinion this is one of the best one we have, but I can be wrong, but it looks really strong. Okay guys, enough talk about all of these, now let's talk about the items. If you want to play a tanky build, this one is by far the best one. I'm talking about the Nebular Shuttle, of course. Shield on your character, 10% of max HP during 8 seconds and every 11 seconds. 6% more damage resistance during the shield, and when you lose the shield you have instead 3% final damage resistance, 3% more attack, and you can stack that 3 times. So this is the best one to use by far if you want to stay alive longer. If you want to apply more stuns on the enemy and have more attack and reduce the controls on your character, the Panda is a great mount to use, and you have also some damage resistance, so this is a good mount. If you don't have them, if you are free to play, there is a mount that is pretty nice for that build. You can go for the Cloud Drifter that you can acquire over time to have some more skill crits and more attack. This is a great one to increase your damage during a run. Or you have the Blue Hogs that you can get on a Lucky Spinner, 10% more damage resistance and less duration on control effects, which means that you can do more basic attacks and stun more often the target in front. For the artifacts, the Eternal Flame is the best one to use. Not on a long fight though, because if the fight lasts too long, you are not gonna have any clone anymore, which means that you are gonna start taking more damage. So instead of using this one, I would use maybe this one to summon Pepe instead. This is a great one to use for a long fight because he's gonna be really tanky, take the damage for you, and deal some extra damage to the target. And you can summon him every 12 seconds, so this is a great one. So these two, in my opinion, are the best ones. And after you lose the clones here, you are getting some extra stats with the Eternal Flame, so it helps a lot. After these two, you have this one for PvP. You are gonna have a clone every 14 seconds. If you are facing a Plume Monarch, you are gonna deal some more damage to the target because you are gonna have a lot of attack on that Plume Monarch. If you are facing a tanky build, this one is gonna help you a lot to survive. So this is another good one for PvP. If you have none of them, the Eye of Raven can help you to deal some more damage because you're gonna cast an extra skill every 20 seconds, but one skill every 20 seconds, this is not that efficient. Or you have this one, but it doesn't really work that well. But at least you have some extra attacks, so you can deal some more damage. For the back accessory, by far, this one is the best one. Then it's gonna depend. You have some more attack speed, which means that you can stun more often the target. You have some more skill regen, so you can use more often your skills. And you block 30% of the final damage you take. You have this one if you are using the Dense Cloud. The combination of this one and the Dense Cloud is just completely amazing because when you have the shield given by that back accessory, 10% of max HP for 8 seconds and every 11 seconds, you are getting 50% more skill energy regen, which is insane. So if you accumulate every single thing in the game giving you some energy skill regen, you are gonna cast your skills really often. So this one is amazing for that. And final skill damage increased by 10%, stacking up to 2 times. If you don't have both of them, you can use this one if you have it. But if you want to take advantage of this one, you need to stay alive more than like 12 seconds to have no malus anymore on you. But you need to equip, instead of this one, you're forced to use the Nirvana Spore if you want to trigger that when you are full life, directly at the start of the fight. Okay guys, a lot of blah blah as always. It's time to go in cross-server ranked match and try my class. So here, let's try to find some other players. First of all, we have a warrior here, 96,000 power almost. Let's try the fight and let's see what happens. There we go. Start of the fight. He is not using a tanky build. Apparently he has some regen, but I think that he is mostly built around the Counter-Strike. So look at that. I'm starting to deal some damage and he does absolutely nothing to me. I'm gonna take some damage during the run, of course, but I'm starting to heal as well. And so over time, I'm able to beat him. And look at the damage he took all of a sudden. I'm getting more damage over time. So now, normally, he's almost dead. Perfect. Cheat amount. A few damage only. The fight is over. Now we have a Plume Monarch here. Let's try that. 98,000 power. So maybe I'm gonna get in trouble. Let's check the fight. There we go. Start of the fight. Okay. I'm not taking a lot of damage for now. I have the clone, thanks to the artifacts. He's using the Tiger Back accessory apparently. And look, I'm taking no damage at all. Cheat amount. The fight is over. I'm almost full life. So this is great, right? Let's try to find another player. Here, this one, 101 million power. And that's another Plume Monarch. But maybe with a different build. Let's try. There we go again. He's playing with the clone, so I might take a lot of damage because I wasn't able to kill the clone. For now, I took almost no damage. Blitz Assault. Now I'm starting to take some damage. Can I heal? That fight is harder than the previous one. More stats on the opponent, of course, so the result is different. Am I able to win that? Almost dead. I'm gonna lose. Blitz Assault, come on. Okay, I have the Blitz Assault. Can I cast another skill? I'm dead. Sure I am. I don't know if he had the cheat amounts, by the way, but the fight was really close. 102 million power. So if I go and check the stats, wow, for a Plume Monarch, this is insane. 2,400 million attack. and a great amount of HP, so yeah, this is way better than me. By the way, I have 77% combo damage resistance, which means that I am pretty tanky versus them. But even with that, he was able to beat me. So guys, that was all for the video. Don't try that in PvE because this is clearly not gonna work. Just to go back on your archer class or archer build, just to switch your gear to have some more combo. This is the only thing that is working well in PvE, but in PvP, this is what is happening with my current build. In the future, I can upgrade my Avian here. If I show you, I'm trying to have the dense cloud with the correct affixes, so it's gonna be even better for my class, of course, because using that Avian is clearly not that optimal, and I can still upgrade my enchants here, so I have many things to upgrade on that class. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a really nice day, guys, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.